That's right, you heard me correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas Jenkins is hiding something. And this mystery goes maybe a little bit deeper than you'd think. Hi, my name is Eli Hollingsworth, host of Against the Current A The Chosen podcast, and today we're going to expose a major secret of the one and only Dallas Jenkins. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. You and I all know that Dallas Jenkins is a stone-cold liar. After what happened with the Walking on Water in the season 3 finale, Dallas Jenkins kept us all hoodwinked, deceived, tricked, duped, outwitted, fooled, deluded, cheated, taken in, bluffed, hoaxed, misled, misguided, led on, defraud. The list goes on. This thesaurus that I'm looking up on Google. Dallas Jenkins is hiding something, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right here. If you notice, in The Chosen's wrap party for season 4, after they finished season 4 filming, Dallas Jenkins and Jonathan Rumi hosted a live stream where they answered fan questions, and it was all fun, and we're all happy and excited. There was one question that had a very interesting and vague response from the one and only Dallas Jenkins. Let's go ahead and check out that clip right here.
Of project would you like to do after The Chosen? So we are working on a lot of things that we'll be announcing eventually. I've got a movie that I'm very passionate about that I've been chasing for years that I might be able to get to do sometime in the near future. But after The Chosen's done, can we nap for about a year?
I would like that.
Yeah.
Like on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm planning to do.
That sounds like a good idea.
But there's other Bible stories to tell too.
Endless stories.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Huh? Are we just going to let that one slide, Chosen fam? I don't think so. We were able to predict the Walking on Water before it came out in season 3, even though the social media team worked overtime to make sure that nobody was able to guess it. Only one person slipped up, and that was cinematographer Akis. And we were able to just guess that the season 4 finale is going to be the triumphal entry into Jerusalem, which season 4 hasn't come out yet, but pretty confident. No, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to let that one slide. You can't just drop a line like that, Dallas, without explaining yourself. And we have to understand about Dallas Jenkins is that he started in the movie space. Okay, technically he kind of started in the short film space, but still, he started by making long features telling a singular story over 45 minutes. And when he would make movies, an hour and a half, 2 hours, singular stories told over one sitting in a movie or a short film. And then after his movie The Resurrection of Gavin Stone underperformed, didn't do as well as he thought it would, that's when he switched to the TV realm and making The Chosen with the help of Tyler Thompson, Ryan Swanson, and all accompanying Chosen crew. Started with a short film, so Dallas's heart lies in the movie space, making films. Either short or long, his heart lies and his roots come from the movie space. If you look at his filmography, that's where he got his start, and that's where he really became experienced in his career. The Chosen is the exception of Dallas's career. He just recently got into the TV space, and when you're writing movies, you're telling stories. It's not like a huge difference. It's not like his life is completely upturned and altered by the fact that he's doing television instead of film. Like, it's completely different. It's really not. It's all kind of the same general principles, but TV is a much more long-form and different format from films. So it would only make sense for one to wonder when Dallas is going to go back to his roots of making movies, films, telling singular stories over a certain period of time where audiences can just sit down and consume a singular story in one sitting. This is something that I've been wondering for a while, and to hear confirmation that he is working on something is something that's to be expected, that he would go back to this format after having done it for decades before switching to The Chosen. We can't expect Dallas to do TV forever. I mean, that's just boring. I don't know, speaking from experience, being creative and forcing yourself to do a certain format of creativity or just doing the same thing over and over again, it does get creatively stale, and you really yearn to do something else to push yourself. When you become content with your current state of creativity without pushing yourself or forcing yourself to be better, it gets really boring. So I imagine Dallas is yearning to go back to that film style. Don't get me wrong, I know he's very content doing The Chosen because it's impacting so many lives, bringing so many people to the Bible. That's all great, and I know he's very satisfied with that. But I know from a creative standpoint, point, he probably would like to push himself a little bit more and experiment a little more, maybe get himself back out there into the film space. Now all that's left to do is to guess what exactly this big film is about. That's what we're going to expose. We're going to pull back the curtain on what is this new Dallas Jenkins feature going to be about. So, what do we know that Dallas is his main brand now? What is mainly known for is The Chosen at this point. He knows that. It doesn't take a super genius to know what your audience is, and Dallas knows that his audience are Chosen fans. So, obviously, being a smart business person, he'd want to capitalize on that and do more with that brand. You know, if you discover something that people like, you don't want to change and do something completely different. It hurts your brand. So it would be expected that Dallas would be doing something again within the Chosen realm. And we know from new producer that they brought on Mark Twain, who is a former DreamWorks executive, that they're planning to do a Chosen cinematic universe of sorts, which I feel like that's not the best term to compare it to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with more Bible stories to tell, all within the same universe, maybe even utilizing some of the same actors, with the same tone, the same vibe, the same crew, to all make the same cohesive Bible experience and tell as many Bible stories as possible. We know that The Chosen is planning on doing this. They're planning on expanding beyond the story of the greatest story ever told, the Chosen, the Jesus story, Jesus and his disciples, showing Jesus through the eyes of those who knew him. We know they're planning on doing other Bible stories, maybe even going to Acts or doing beyond that, doing a sequel series, doing other movies and spin-offs and all that kind of stuff. So, would it make sense that Dallas is making a film in the Chosen space? Yes, that would make a lot of sense. But the thing that's throwing me off is he says he's been chasing it for years. The Chosen has been around for 4 years now. Does that necessarily mean that he's been planning this since he started The Chosen, or has been chasing it before that? Which would mean to be something completely different, not at all related to The Chosen, which I would be personally fine with. I'd love to see him do something, expand his creativity beyond just telling Bible stories, maybe do an original story of his own. But if it is that, I would have no idea what it's about. You never know what Dallas comes up with. He comes up with some creative stuff when he does his original work. But to keep things simpler, we can stay within the realm of The Chosen and try to figure out what this is about. And there is one crucial clue as to what this new Chosen movie could be about. On a post from a friend of mine, Megan DeGimo, on the Chosen fan club, she posted about Dallas going to a Jonas Brothers concert, and she mentioned something in the future, what people would be doing in the future. Dallas commented, get this, and said they were enjoying my film about the Apostle Paul. I don't know about you guys, but connecting the dots here seems to me, my theory, I'm going to go out on a limb here. And whenever I go out on a limb, people call me crazy, and then I climb back off the limb. Last time with the Walking on Water, I ended up being right. This time, I'm holding true to my beliefs. Dallas's next movie is going to be about the Apostle Paul. And this isn't a super mind-blowing revelation because it makes perfect sense. And if I'm totally wrong, it's going to be twice as embarrassing, but who cares? A major crucial character after Jesus dies and resurrects and goes up to heaven is the Apostle Paul. He's the one who starts a lot of the first churches. He was a huge pivotal piece of the early churches and the early Christianity after Jesus left and the disciples were going out and evangelizing to all the different regions in the area. So it makes perfect sense that he would do a movie about the Apostle Paul. And a story like that, that's so compelling and interesting, it makes perfect sense that Dallas would want to latch onto that, and it's something that he's been quote-unquote chasing for years, yearning to make that next project and to give his philosophical insight into the well-known Bible story of the Apostle Paul. I personally would love to see Dallas do a movie about the Apostle Paul. That would be super awesome. That's sick. I mean, it's awesome. Dallas has said before he plans to do more beyond The Chosen in the Chosen cinematic universe, the CCU, relatively called, given a name by the fan base. Not official, but that's what we're calling it. He's very much intending on doing more with this brand. I couldn't be happy to see it. I would love to see an Apostle Paul movie by the one and only Dallas Jenkins, of course with the help of his writers, Tyler Thompson, Ryan Swanson. All three of them together are just absolute, just Hollywood magic. So in my mind, it makes perfect sense that Dallas's next movie beyond The Chosen, his return to the big screen for a feature-length film, which would be awesome, is the story of the Apostle Paul. And think about it. In The Chosen universe that we can get, which would be so awesome, is to get movies and spin-offs and TV shows, maybe shorts. We already have a few short films. We have Christmas specials. Just different types and forms and mediums of content done in a new and fresh and interesting way, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I kind of hate to use that as a comparison, but it is really a good comparison. They have movies, they have TV shows, they have shorts, they have all these different forms of media to consume, all telling one cohesive story, although in recent years the Marvel Cinematic Universe hasn't been very cohesive. We all know The Chosen, they haven't dropped the ball yet, so I don't think they're going to plan on, tarnishing that reputation. Either way, it's going to be very interesting to see whatever Dallas's new movie that he does, and I know that all of us will be there to support him. We're all right there behind Dallas because all we want to see is him succeed, and we know that he makes some pretty amazing stuff when he puts his mind to it. So whatever this movie that he's been chasing for years, I'm sure it's going to be mind-blowing and amazing and touching and emotional, and funny, and all of the other things that go along with Dallas Jenkins' project. Kind of trademark of his essence at this point. So there you go. We're stripping back the layers of Dallas Jenkins' many secrets. He's got a lot, but we did cover one in this video, and I shared my theories. So what's next? You need to share your theories. What do you think about all this evidence that I've shared? Do you think that Dallas Jenkins' next movie is going to be an Apostle Paul film? Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your theories. What do you think Dallas Jenkins is up to? Be sure to subscribe to Against the Current A, the Chosen podcast if you haven't already. Jesus had 12 followers. I have 9,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 10,000 here on Against the Current A, the Chosen podcast. That'd be really awesome. If we could get to 10,000 Chosen fans. I really appreciate your support if you go ahead and subscribe. Show your support for me, for the show, for the podcast, and for the Chosen, of course, in Dallas. I'll greatly appreciate it if you do that. And without further ado, I will see you guys in my next video. Binge Jesus.